Hello, my fellow speakers. This is Brian, the speaker for the dead, coming to you with a new video today. This is going to be a rant with extra special hot ranty sauce on top of it, served on a ranty plate with extra rant on the side. Because and I've alluded to this in some of my other videos, but this one. Yeah. So, my topic for today is feminism. This is going to be one of those videos that I'm going to struggle with not swearing. Because it's getting absolutely ridiculous out there. It seems like every day, every week, we're getting bombarded with this stuff, and it's getting old. It's getting old really fast. This whole smash the patriarchy, destroy men, wipe out all masculinity, destroy, every franchise, every character, every single gosh dang thing that has anything to do with men. And as a man, I find that, mildly objectionable, absolutely insane, ridiculous, disgusting, and foul. And being a white man, a white straight man, I am part of one of the only groups in America right now that you can trash with impunity and nothing's gonna happen to you. I mean, you can say anything you want about me and people like me, and nobody cares. Like, somehow it's justified. Somehow I've earned that. I don't know. I earned it by being born. Okay. That's the new world we live in. So what's got me going on this today is Phase 4 of Marvel came out this last week and weekend at Comic-Con in San Diego. And one of the films that was announced is the fourth Thor movie. Boy, you can't say that real fast, you mess it up. And what they're planning on doing. They're gonna make Thor. Come on, say it with me now. Come on, you know it's coming. You know what I'm gonna say. I mean, you gotta know. They're gonna make Thor a woman. What? Jane Foster. The girl who's like 4 feet 8, little teeny arms, about that big around. We're gonna make her Thor. Never mind that Thor's not a title. Thor's the guy's name. God of Thunder is a title, but it's kind of part of his name too. But I guess you can just go around stealing people's names and powers now. I mean, I know he's a fictional character. All these are fictional characters. James Bond's a fictional character. They're gonna make, they're not making James Bond a woman, but they're making 007 a woman, which is the same thing. You're taking his character, his code name, and making it a woman. They've ruined Star Trek with this nonsense, with the Mikey Spock, Mikey Burnham character who's Super Mary Sue, who can do no wrong, starts a war, and nobody blames her for it. I'd say that's just what because I've never seen it. I don't want to see it. It's just, But it's not just in Hollywood. I mean, Hollywood, they're leading this charge now with the Me Too movement thing. And I did a video kind of describing this Me Too thing. But they've learned all the wrong lessons. They somehow think that, oh, the answer to Me Too is to put women in charge of everything, make them powerful, and make it a matriarchy. And somehow a matriarchy will be a better thing. The only way it can be made a matriarchy is if the men allow it. Because I hate to tell you this, but we're the stronger sex. You might not like that. I know. Oh, so much truth this early in the morning. How can you stand it? But I'm sick of it. It is every day. It is constant. We get told, like, there's this hoax now, this Democrat representative from Georgia who goes out there and attacks this guy who dared to say something to her for being in the wrong line at the grocery store. And because she thought he was white, she went out there and made this video, made this huge stink about it. Well, come to find out the guy's Cuban or Puerto Rican. But he's a fair-skinned but he's not. She was out there trying to say, oh, you said to go back to where you're from, blah, blah, blah. And just trying to attack this. And, this little Puerto Rican guy is about like a foot shorter than this big black woman. And she's saying because she's pregnant, she's entitled to just do really awful, horrible things and be entitled to everything. My wife has given birth 6 times. On our first child, my wife worked the day she was giving birth. Like, at the end of her shift, she's like, oh, wow, I'm feeling a little like this might be labor. She'd worked the whole day, worked the whole shift, on her feet at the hospital. They went down and checked her. She was dilated to a 4. She just worked all the way through it. She was in labor all day. And she just powered through it. She's worked right up to all the births of our children. My wife is just spectacularly amazing and tough. And this black, I can't stand in line. I can't stand in line for so long because I'm pregnant and at 9 months pregnant and it hurts me to stand in grocery lines too long. Oh, shut up, you wuss. My wife worked for like a 10-hour shift the day she gave birth. And you can't stand in grocery lines for, 3 minutes? Get out of it. Oh, yeah, women should be in charge. Yeah, you should be a representative. My wife should be a representative for Georgia. She'd be a better representative than this stupid twit who went out there and tried to create a race hoax against some white guy, what she perceived to be a white guy. I grew up in a time when men were men and women were women. And everybody knew their roles. Everybody kind of there was some of this going on, this feminist, psychotic behavior. And you see, I believe in equality between the sexes. I absolutely believe in equality. You can do whatever you want to do if you can do it. But if you have to have special accommodations made for you because you're a woman, guess what? You don't get to do that job. You don't get to do what you think you should do if you can't meet the qualifications. Men die at a higher rate. They're in way more dangerous jobs. We do all the heavy lifting. Mankind. Now, I'm not referring to us as a whole. I'm saying men built this country. Men built this civilization. Now, they had women behind them helping them, but the men did all the heavy lifting. The men built the Hoover Dam. The women might have made some clothes for them, but the men built the Hoover Dam. Men died building the Hoover Dam. There are men buried in the concrete of the Hoover Dam. Not women. Men built the railroads across this country. Men came up with the internal combustion engine. Men created the steam engine. Men built skyscrapers. Men built this. Now you want to come in after the fact and claim you could have done it just as good or better, but you didn't. If women are so dang good, so dang powerful, and they're so much smarter than men, why are we the ones still in charge? The only reason you have the power you have is because we let you have it. Now that might not be right, that might not be proper, but it's the truth. And I know in this day and age you can't say truth anymore, but I want women to be equal. But if you want equal opportunity, if you want equal treatment, if you truly want to be equal, that means you get equal responsibility. All of it. You get all of it. You see, when men and women were considered slightly less equal, nobody ever really thought that, but women were protected. Well, that's why men don't hit women. That's why men are taught you don't hit women. Because we know we're stronger and we can hurt you way worse. I'm not saying no, a woman couldn't beat up a man. I'm just saying as a general rule, that does not happen. Men have protected women. Now, men have victimized women as well. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that I just want to, if you want to be equal, that's fine. But I don't think you understand what that means. You cannot be protected and be equal. If you cannot handle the responsibility, you can't have the power. It's like handing a .45 caliber to a 2-year-old. Oh, Brian, are you equating women with 2-year-olds? No, I'm saying if you can't handle the responsibility, you shouldn't have the power. That's the point I'm making. All these women out there want to claim, I can do everything a man can do. I can do all this. I can do it better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Sorry. There's a reason that most astronauts are men. There's a reason that, and it's not because women are being held back and told they can't do stuff, but women can't handle some of those physical strains. I guess there was just a woman finally made it into the Blue Angels. Now, I don't know if there was a glass ceiling there or whatever, or just the fact that maybe most women couldn't handle the G-forces even with the suits. I have no idea. Now, I am a firm believer. If you can do it, if you can handle it, if you can hold your own in any position that a man can do, absolutely, you should be given the shot for that. But as I said, if you have to have special accommodations made for you because you're physically different than the people who are doing that, then no. Now, if you can come up with something on your own to make yourself able to meet those standards, fine. But they shouldn't change the entire program. They shouldn't change the entire policy and whatever so that you get a hand up. So that you can get to where they are by systematic change. No. If you can't do it on your own, if you can't handle it on your own, no. It's just like me. I don't have the eyesight to become a pilot. I have really good eyesight. I don't require glasses or contacts or anything. But my eyesight probably wouldn't be quite good enough to be an Air Force pilot. Now, anyway, as I get older. So, I can't do that job. Well, what if you get LASIK and you get affected? Well, then, okay. But they cannot change the rules for me to make it easier for me. They have reasons for why they're doing those things. There's a reason why many women aren't in combat positions in the military. Because if a man gets captured behind enemy lines, they can do horrible things, they can torture him, but they can do things to a woman that are so much worse. Men don't want to see our women put in those positions where they can be taken and raped and tortured. I mean, but our society is so twisted in on itself. We have become the worst version of ourselves. And they just keep pushing it harder and harder and further and further. And I mean, women aren't allowed to be women. Women aren't allowed to be feminine. Women are told that you got to do everything a man does, or you're not good enough. No, you're good in things that we're not. And that's how God designed it. Oh no, here he goes talking about God. Oh, Brian the redneck. No, Brian's not a redneck. But Brian believes that there are things that certain people are good at and certain people are not. Now, is there exceptions to every rule? Yes. But it's getting to the point where nobody knows anything anymore. There are no hard, fast rules. They're trying to change everything. And all it does is it leads to absolute chaos. And like, they're trying to retcon and change characters from history and characters from fiction and make women more powerful and smarter and better, bestiest. So now Thor is going to be a woman. James Bond's a woman. They didn't get that on their own. They're going to usurp roles that men made popular. Men made these great things, and then the women are going to come in and try and ride in on the coattails of what came before. That should be more insulting to women than anything else. Like, what? Really? You're going to take men's leftovers? Go create a woman character that's good in her own way, in her own right. That's why I love Black Widow. I love Black Widow. She is tough. She kicks butt. She is deadly. And she did it on her own. Black Widow was created as a woman character and is awesome. She fights differently than a man. She fights in an intelligent, using her characteristics to her advantage. She should have been the first one to get a Marvel movie. Not Captain Marvel. Because they retconned and changed her story. So that it was all about women power, girl power. Because I hate to tell you this, all you Captain Marvel fans out there, Captain Marvel got her powers from a man in the comics. But they changed Marvel in the movie to be a woman. Because they didn't want no man giving her powers. That's where she got her powers. In the comics. They just changed it so, it fits our new political sensibilities of today. God, what a freaking nightmare this is. You know what I love? I love a woman who loves being a woman. I love a woman who knows who she is, what she is, where she belongs, what she can do, and is great with that. There is nothing better than a real woman, a real lady. Nothing better, nothing stronger, nothing more impressive. It's what I love about my wife. She is strong, she works hard, she is an amazing person. We have our differences, yeah, everybody does. But she is fantastic. And she doesn't have to try and be a man. She doesn't have to try and be me. That's what a woman needs to be. She's awesome at her job. Amazing. And because of it, she's risen up through the ranks of where she works, though she never asked for it. Not once has my wife ever sought to climb the corporate ladder. She just went to work every day, did her job, tried to be the best nurse she could be, and rose through the ranks. Because they propelled her through the ranks, because they could see how good she was. She has always come to me and said, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to go higher. And at every turn, there's people above her going, no, you've got to come up higher. We need you up here. We need you up here driving this thing forward and being an example for other people. And I love the fact she's ultimately humble about her abilities. And it's always doubts herself way more than she should. I just know this just suddenly turned into a Brian's wife is the best video. But my wife, to me, is the perfect example of the perfect woman. Tough, strong, works hard, and yet is sensitive, loving. She's given us 6 beautiful children, most of which are girls. So there's so much emotion in my house. But I wouldn't trade it. I love my children. And I love the fact that they're learning how to be a woman from their mother. She has a career. She works hard. She's a good mom. She's the whole package. Like I said, yeah, we don't always get along and we don't always agree on everything. In fact, we disagree on a lot. But we make it work. And that's what men and women do. They should offset each other and balance each other out. My children get their amazing sense of humor and sense of style from me, and they get everything else from their mom. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so women out there, don't be feminists. Nobody wants a feminist. Nobody. Okay? Feminists don't even want feminists. Okay? Oh, this girl power, we're going to take over, we're going to smash the patriarchy. Well, once you do, I hope you can pick up the slack. You can't, but I hope you can pull it off, because there ain't going to be men there to pick you up. You'll have feminized all the men. You'll have turned them all into wussies and pussies and every other derogatory term you can come up with for weak men. These soy boy latte wusses who can't defend you, don't know what to do, have no sense of chivalry, no sense of self-worth or anything, and when the countries around us that didn't fall for this stupidity of feminism decide, hey, we're going to take America, there won't be anybody to stop them. And then when those men show up that don't believe in your femininity, you watch how fast you lose all your femininity, all your feminazi beliefs. You only have them because you're allowed to. But a rage or a horde of rampaging men come screaming through and take over this country. Oh yeah, let's see how well they handle your feminism. Because trust me, they won't. I'm not saying that's a great thing. I'm just saying that's the way it is. So, good job. You feminize all the men. You crush the patriarchy. You do all this stuff. And let's say for a moment you succeed, you're going to get exactly what you deserve. Exactly what you deserve. When there's no men standing between you and the other men out there who don't share in your feminist beliefs. Like, oh, I don't know, several billion Muslims who think women are worthless and would just as soon see you laid in a ditch than to hear you talk. Pathetic. Pathetic. And the worst part is that we've allowed it to happen. Instead of finding a true form of equality where everybody could be happy with things, we always go too far and go the wrong way and mess everything up. I told you this was going to be ranty. I apologize, but I have zero tolerance for feminists. I have all the respect in the world for strong, amazing, in control of themselves women that don't need feminism and the nightmare that brings. I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you think about this. How you feel about feminism. It's just despicable. It's disgusting. I hate what it is. I hate what it's doing to us as a society. Because it's not a good thing. No, not at all. Nope. Maybe the early feminism was kind of a good thing, but what they're doing now, it's not good at all. This third wave, second wave feminism, it's just turning everything on its head, confusing everybody, mixing up the gender roles. God save us. But he won't, because we deserve what we're doing to ourselves. Anyway, sorry this is a long ranty one, but I finally had enough, and I just had to say something. This Thor thing, that was the last straw. I couldn't take it anymore, and like I said, it's been really difficult to not swear a lot in this video, but I managed to pull it off, so I'm a little proud of myself about that. But anyway, I hope you get out there and have yourselves a great day. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon for notifications for new videos. And feel free to leave a comment and interact with me. I don't know what's going on, but there's been a couple people leave comments on previous videos. When I go to look at them and read them, the whole of them and stuff like that, I can't. Like they're not. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but like my comments aren't showing up like they're supposed to in my videos. So I'm not sure. If I don't respond to your comment, I apologize. It's probably because I can't. So anyway, hope you have a great day. Get out there and enjoy yourselves, and we will talk to you next time.